Hello, BookTube. I'm here with a bit of a mail haul. Sort of unexpected, or at least I wasn't expecting to get any more books before the end of the year. But I guess it was last week. Yeah, I noticed, or maybe a little before, I noticed an auction going off on eBay for some Clifford Simak paperbacks, a whole collection, and they're of the same ilk. This kind of this publication with a sort of pyramid uh, A and stylized A, and I really liked it. I really liked them. Like, I've got a few, but as you can see, excuse me, there's sun damage on this one. This is not the best of condition, but I've got a few of those, and I thought, oh, I really like those. I'd like to get a whole collection, like all of them. And so one came up, and for auction, and I hummed and hawed. I didn't have that much money to get it, and then I got a nice gift for Christmas, and I thought, well, yeah, I can now afford that if I get it for a reasonable price. So I waited. I did some sniper bidding, and I've got 24 volumes that worked out for just over £1 each. Now, the pictures looked good. They looked, almost everyone was, no creases on the spine, except maybe three. That's a very fine creases, so we'll see. And it arrived today, actually sooner than I expected. So I got this big box from eBay. So let's get this sucker open. I have a table underneath the tablet here, the camera. So, oops, there's going to be a bit of shaking. I do apologize. So let's get this opened. Okie dokie. It's from a charity shop, and I've generally had good luck with charity shops. This one is Willen Hospice. I'm going to have to keep an eye, because they do have some other stuff that are interesting. So let's just put that aside so I don't lose it. Of course, I'm trying to put it on top of the knife, and then it's wavy. So, okay, let's get this actually out from underneath here, because I want to put the books on the table. So let's get out there, somewhat wrapped up in bubble wrap, which is nice. Okay, let's just go through them one by one here. Yeah, here's one that has a few creases in, very minor creases, as you can probably see there. This is Where the Evil Dwells by Clifford Simak, and we'll be reading this as well, but not this year. This was published, first published in 1984 in the UK. First it goes right on. This is, I guess 1984. I guess this is a 1984 printing by the looks of it. So yeah. So that's okay. Okay, see, you spread one thing, you got some minor creases, and, I got, sun damage there, but the spine was nicer. So that's two there that have some creases. Here we go. Here's one that's, the spine is perfect. Shakespeare's Planet. And that's a year from now we'll be reading this. I love the design on these. I won't go through everyone with the publication date. This one has even minor. That's barely, you can't even see that on the camera. You might be able to see the sort of shadow of it. And it's short stories. It's got a bit of a ding there. Another short story collection, but the spine is fine. The Marathon Photograph and Other Stories. Time is the Simplest Thing. Spine is fine. This one has a bit of a crease in the spine. Oh, well, it would help if I showed the front of it. time and again. That's coming up soon. I think that's in March. So now, hopefully, that's all that there is with the crease spines, from what I can remember. But let's continue on. Well, that has a very slight one, but you can barely notice it, so that's fine. Highway of Eternity. That's his very last book that he wrote. This could be one of the longest ones, which is still under 300 pages. I believe I have this, but it's got like a chunk out of it. Looks like something chewed a corner out of it, which wasn't that way when I ordered it, at least not in the picture. Okay, so there's more creases than I expected. Okay, but as I say, a pound each isn't so bad. All Flesh is Grass, we read this, so it's creased. This I have, but in a very a slanted spine. So the Goblin Reservation, and that's where we're reading that in January. So again, very, very, very faint creasing. I'm a bit picky. I prefer no creasing at all, but you know, when you're getting all these for the price, here's Immigrant and Other Stories. This might be an original paperback publication, I think. It could actually be, but that's a nice one. That's another short story collection. See, I like them like this, like the, you know, perfect spines. Cemetery World, and more creases, which is too bad for Way Station, but again, light creasing, and we're not finished yet. Another collection of short stories, very, very minor. Probably some of these you're not going to get away without. The Visitors, that's a little, I don't remember, like, see, there's some flaking there, but, and some very minor creasing. So The Visitors, and again, this is one of his longer ones. His last number of books were a bit longer, about 300 pages in paperback form. So there's 24 of these in total, so I'm very pleased with it. Okay, let's hope for, yeah, Unbroken Spine for City. Yeah, not quite sure what they're going for on the cover there, but yeah, and this doesn't have this doesn't have the symbol. So yeah, I knew there was different spines, but I thought they were still the same. But that's interesting, and so this one doesn't have either. Interesting. I don't know how many they did with the other ones. This is cat. Well, this is Catface, which somebody keen observers will realize that is Macedonia. This is the British title for it, Catface, and that's kind of nice. But again, it's not the doohickey. Oh, there's City, and yeah, that's the one. That's the one, City. And that doesn't have a crease spine. So we got two here. We got two cities, which is, I'm perfectly fine with that. But, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That does not make sense. You had one job, illustrator. You had one job. Now, it looks like the same, probably, illustrator. Let's take a look. I should be looking these up, shouldn't I? But oh well, sorry. Doesn't say there. Okay, Chris Moore. Yeah, he never read the book. And Chris Moore as well. I don't think he ever read any of the books. He knew nothing about what the books were about. He just generally did spaceships. Another one, very slight. I have this one already. Off Planet, a collection of short stories, but a cool. Again, with that. Now we've got Enchanted Pilgrimage that we did. Illustration Peter Elson. Why Call Them Back from Heaven? I might have that. That has a bit of a slant to it, as you can see. Why Call Them Back from Heaven? Yeah, even though I looked at these the photographs very, very carefully and blew them up, yeah, I didn't quite see some of this, like as many creases. All I saw was a little bit. So, but again, they weren't expensive. So, oh, there's a nice one. The Cosmic Engineers, in the sense of the quality of it, the spine, and it's the style that I like there. I don't know how many there are. I'm gonna have to do a search for this, which is not difficult. Yeah, this is February's read. Out of Their Minds. We've already did that. Again, a bit of a slant, but I kind of like that cover. It's similar to the Daw cover where the devil is in front of the gate, our iron fence in front of the White House. So you just have his face in front of the White House here now, and you can tell the tail. A Heritage of Stars. That's spine-free wrinkling or creasing. So we've got 24 supposedly. Let me count them and see. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. So yeah, 24. So here we go. They still look good. They still look good for the shelf. You can see a bit of the creasing. See, that's all I saw was that, and probably that. Even though there are some other minor creasing by eyes. See, photographs don't pick up everything. It's picking it up and looking at books that really matter. And here is the rest of them. If I can hold them all together. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so that's not bad though. I'm pleased, because otherwise you would have to pay a lot. Well, definitely more than, I think it was like £1. Wasn't even £1.20 each for these with the shipping. So I am perfectly pleased with the quality of these. Because there's ones that I don't have, and it's the covers mostly, but yeah, it's, you know, to be a perfectionist, that's nice, but there's some of these that you know that people want a lot of money for some silly reason. But yeah, so there's my final book haul, mail haul of 2024. And I look forward, I'll link down the Simak reading list for 2025, as well as the Simak playlist of the lives that we've been doing. So I would love for you to join us. It's starting to gain momentum. We're getting more people on board, discovering and reading and loving Clifford D. Simak. Thank you, BookTube.